Hello, my name is Donicia, and I'm here today to share some important information that I closely relate to, and I think most of you will find it interesting and important to know as well. The other day I was watching the news, and I was making dinner, and I was watching the Channel 11 News, and all of a sudden this image popped up. I'll pull that up here for you guys. This image popped up. And underneath the image it said, Tennessee woman nearly loses a finger by contracting a flesh-eating bacteria from a nail salon. So immediately this grabbed my attention because I do nails. Never ever do I want to be the cause of something like that. Hence why this is so important for me, and I believe that it's important for you. Cleanliness in nail salons could end up being a life or limb situation. The even scarier part of the story is that it is not uncommon. It happens a lot. Don't think that, oh, I'm a guy, this only happens to chick. I do a lot of male pedicures. And USA Today reported an Indiana man nearly lost his leg after receiving a pedicure. Some of you may say, well, I've been going there for years. Allure magazine reported a woman in Arizona, a 10-year client, was nicked during a routine manicure, also developed a flesh-eating bacteria, and it went all the way to the bone. Most people are asking, how does this happen? Well, unsanitized implements and stations are the cause. But how do we as a professional and you as the client truly know that it's clean? Since the dawning of services like this began, bacteria and funguses have been passed along by the public that comes through. And that's why organizations like the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, OSHA, Occupational Safety Health Administration, and the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, that's why they exist, to protect us, the public. They have standards that must be followed, and those standards are not being followed. That's why things like this happen. So the EPA has labeled and registered disinfectants that can and should be used. Hospitals use these kind of disinfectants, and nail salons should be using them too. I mean, we do serve the public. We use very sharp tools that could cut and cause bleeding, and we clean areas that don't get groomed quite often. There are so many bacteria to be passed in nail salons. Bacteria like necrotizing fasciitis, the bacteria that got the women from Tennessee and Arizona. The CDC states necrotizing means the death of tissue, and fasciitis is the inflammation of tissues around the skin that surround muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. Ugh. No wonder why their fingers look so bad. But surprisingly, they could have been caused by different types of this bacteria, streptococcus. Now, streptococcus, you say? Well, isn't that the same bacteria as strep throat? Yes. It's a different type of bacteria. So there's group A, streptococcus, causes other infections like scarlet fever, impetigo, which is skin infections, TSS, cellulitis, and necrotizing fasciitis. How scary is that, knowing that someone with strep throat can cause you to possibly lose a limb or die from a pedicure or manicure not being properly sanitized? So, which leads me to my next point. How do we know that it's sanitized and cleaned properly? Well, remember those EPA registered disinfectants? Those are one way, but there are other ways as well. So now let me tell you how you can make sure that incidents like this don't happen to you. Antiseptics, they kill bacteria on the skin. Hand sanitizers, antibacterial hand soap, 2% iodine, and 3 to 5% hydrogen peroxide solution all work. That's the first step. Having yours and your nail tech's hands and feet are clean is a good first start. Second are disinfectants. Disinfectants destroy, they kill, they murder bacteria, and that's good. And they prevent them from multiplying. Nail salons most likely use germicides, which also kill bacteria. Most common is barbicide, the blue stuff. But it does have to be stored correctly. It has to be prepared fresh and clean every day. And your implements have to soak for at least 10 minutes before they are truly rid of any bacteria that can cause those infections. So if your nail tech just dunked them after using them on some person and then tried to reuse them on you, no. You better ask them to let them soak. Or you also have the option of bringing in your own implements and tools. Okay, if they ran out of EPA registered cleaners and barbicide, the CDC also states that appropriate cleaners could also be a 10% bleach solution, which is 1 part bleach, 10 parts water, or a 70 to 90% ethyl or isopropyl alcohol. So if they have some Everclear and that's all they got, you got to mix it up and clean. So if you're uneasy about a place and can't make a beeline somewhere else, and you can also ask if they can do a bleach or an alcohol solution to clean with quickly to ease your mind. You have that right. So now, after discussing the importance of cleanliness in nail salons and the statistics on how often these serious infections occur, I hope I have taught you enough to protect yourselves and know what to look for before considering or going in for your next mani or pedi.
Wow.